Hello everyone and welcome to my new channel for swimming lessons, swim gliding. If you are a person that wants to learn how to swim from the basics, from the zero to somewhere, I don't know where you're going with this, you might be also just a person who wants to improve his swim. If you want to start swimming on open waters, which is a little bit different, or you might be also a swimming coach, a colleague of mine that wants to see a new approach of teaching people, new approach of new exercises and stuff. I know there are people like that in YouTube because I'm also going to YouTube sometimes to see my colleagues, YouTubers and swimming coaches. They do have some approach different than mine. But yes, I also always try to improve myself, and for those 11 years, almost 11 years as a personal swimming coach, it's important to say that I'm personal swimming coach. I believe I have found a new, at least my own way of approaching how to fix mistakes and how to build a swimming style, rather be butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle, or whatever it is. I do believe that a personal swimming coach is important because for those 11 years that I've worked, I always work with one person for 1 hour, sometimes 2 or 3, but this is very rare. It's 95% of my work is like with one person for 1 hour. And my clients for those 11 years they've been from the beginning. Quite a lot of people I had from the beginning, like rather be kids or grown-up people. It's interesting to work with grown-up people, grown-ups, and from the beginning, like teaching them how to inhale, exhale in the water. It's interesting way to build something from scratch, and they always have similar style swimming. So basically when I teach them, they approach it my own way. They listen to me, I explain. I always love to explain. That's why probably I'm starting this channel, because I want to spread my information, spread my way of approaching how to learn to swim and how to fix your mistakes. So one very interesting thing to share with you is this is probably the foundation of my approach as a coach, is to always change. If somebody swims, have mistakes in his swimming, I always try to approach it from the center down to the periphery. Because when somebody swims, the thing that we all see the most are the arms. You know, how they transfer the arms, or the head, how is it going? And it's not like this is not correct. It's correct, but where the mistakes come from, you know, it's always, I always go for the core reason, because there is some core reason that changes your shoulder movement, changes your elbow movement, changes your wrist movement, and the fingers. You know, we don't start from the fingers, we start from the core, the position, and yeah, basics. So this is the first lesson of mine in the YouTube that I'm going to share with you, and I want to share with you the 3+1 basics that I always tend to go back, or rather start from there or go back to those basics, so to see the mistakes in my clients. Because it's important. This is what I want to teach you also with the series of lessons of mine, how to find mistakes in your swim. Not only to know, okay, I have a mistake, I'm getting tired, and look for YouTube videos, although this is what you're gonna do now. But the idea of how to find your own mistakes, I'm sure that at one point when you start looking on my channel, you start to catch up the idea of what I'm saying. And when you go into the water and start swimming, you might find your own mistakes without me saying them, because I'm going to tell you the foundations of how I'm looking for mistakes, and after that how I'm fixing those mistakes, what exercises I'm developing. One thing is very important to have, it's a basic knowledge of anatomy and biomechanics, you know, transfer of the center of the weight. Where is your weight going? Forward, backwards? So the three basics, this video today is going to be quite short. The three basics that I'm going for, each one of them, I will be able to spread lots of videos on them. For the first basic, we really want to start with breathing. Of course, that's quite common knowledge. It's not a surprise, but this is interesting. I want to share something interesting with this. So a lot of people come to me, I cannot swim, We start with breathing, but lots of people come to me also that they can swim. They can do like 30, 40 minutes or even open water. I had clients like this, open water, and they say, I have problem with breathing. Yes, okay, but the breathing, what is breathing? Breathing, this is very important thing, remember it for now. I deconstruct each element. On how many elements we can deconstruct it, and at one point, if we cannot deconstruct that element, probably this is foundation. That's why the first basic is breathing. We start from there, and I'm deconstructing it on two segments: inhale and exhale. It's very important to start from there. Inhale, exhale. So when a person that swims comes to me and say I have problem with breathing, we're not that accurate with this. We have to pinpoint which of those two elements you have problem with. So I'm guaranteeing you, if you have problems with breathing, I'm sure that the problem with your breathing cycle is the exhale part. It's very instinctive, very intuitive. I'm not saying the word probably correctly, but the inhale is not that hard. We always do so many mistakes to go high above the water, so we'll be out, our mouth to be away from the water, to not inhale water, it's not a pleasant thing to happen. So we do a lot of mistakes to go away from the water, high above the water, and then we inhale. The inhale part of this cycle is no problem. The exhale is a problem. Almost always people tend to do a third element of this cycle, which I want to avoid at this point. We have exercises with the third element with the first basic, breathing. And the third element that is very, very tricky, it's hold. You inhale, you hold the air, and then exhale, because you cannot inhale without exhaling. But people inhale, go in the water and hold that air. Why are you holding that air? I'm gonna talk about breathing in the next videos. It's basically our buoyancy comes, mainly our buoyancy comes from there. Depends of our body structure and fat index, where is it transferred. But the biggest buoyancy comes from, biggest percentage of buoyancy comes from the air in our lungs. So we tend to hold that air so we have buoyancy and not go down, drown. Also the exhale part, almost always we're trying to keep that air inside of us. We're closing. I have connected with a doctor especially about this. I'm going to talk with him so I can be more specific with the terms. But we are tending to hold that air from here, from our nose, inside of a cavern, and we tend to hold that air. But also we know that we have to exhale so we can inhale after that. It's a cycle, as I said. And we push because we have a pressure here. We have a closed, we're closing it from here, closing our nose. And we're pushing it so we overcome that close. And there is we're creating a pressure. This pressure tends to increase our blood pressure, increase our pulse, and after that we have to breathe often. And yeah, you inhale, but swimming for 2, 5 or 40 lanes in the swimming pool, you start to notice that you're getting tired, and there is the reason around this. You have to break the first basic. The first basic you have to learn You have to know what is happening with your body, how to control your body. And there's a lot of exercises about this. Even if you are an advanced swimmer, you might have not problems, but you might not know how to coordinate that part of your body, nose and behind those cabinets, and you might have mistakes in there that affects your swimming, affects your technique in general. So yeah, this is the first basic. The second basic that I'm tending to go for, it's actually I'm always going for this basic, is horizontal position. Horizontal position is the most effective way to move through the water. I'm not even saying right now swimming, but imagine that we have some basic knowledge on the first basics: breathing, inhale, exercise. We've done, and we kind of feel comfortable in this. Then I like to show my clients that we can how to lay down in the water. There are lots of exercises. I'm sure you've done them. I'm sure you've seen those exercises in other videos, or if you had a coach personal with you telling you what to do, how to do it. Yes, but I have approach, and I want to share the knowledge behind why we should be horizontal. You know, this is something crucial for my personality, that when I have to do something, I really need to know why. And after that, other questions come out: how? And again, why and how, I repeat them in my head. Whenever I learn something new, I go back to those questions. I go back to those basics that we have. I'm gonna show them here. So horizontal position is the most effective, how to move through water, and we have to maintain that horizontal position. Which muscles do we need to keep those? I'm sorry, which muscles of our body do we need to keep that position? There are a lot of misunderstanding in here, and I've been to exercises, aerobics in a dry land. I don't remember which one was it, but they had exercises it was called swimmer. So we had to lay down face down and lift your arms and legs, and you cross them, and you cross your arms and legs, and it was very nice exercise. Or doing those like this, but you're laying down on your face, on your belly, on your chest. I tend to tell you that this exercise is very wrong direction, because when you lie down in the water for the face down, for freestyle, for example, because breaststroke and butterfly, we have a lot of back working. But for freestyle, when you lay down in the water, we have to be like a bridge. The weight of the bridge always goes on the lower part. So when you have a plank position, you tend to work for your lower position. When you go in the water, we really often tend to do back muscles, because I'm going to talk again, a lot of exercise have this, a lot of probably hours about that, but I'm going to share you that we always have our instincts to survive. And even when we learn to swim properly, we still kind of have those instincts that affect our position. And it's always like look forward and putting our hips down in the water, and this helps us to have one breath, and probably after that second and third, but it's very inefficient from energy perspective and from speed. So a lot of people, when they swim freestyle, I've seen actually colleagues of mine in YouTube that they swim fast, 100 meters freestyle, they swim it for 55, 56 seconds, and they have that mistake, which is surprising. When I was a swimmer, I didn't have knowledge about those things that I'm going to share with you. And if I just had that knowledge, I would correct my swimming, and I would fix, and I would make better and better results. I mean, even now, 15 years after I stopped, I believe that if I start training for like several months, I'm gonna beat some of those times. So yeah, the horizontal position is very important. Imagine that we have learned the first two basics: how to inhale, how to exhale, how to keep horizontal position. And the third basic that we're going for is the rotation. So rotation does not apply for each style. Butterfly and breaststroke, we do not have a rotation there. I always tend to teach my clients for those first basics, and they apply for each style. But the third foundation apply only for freestyle and backstroke. But why I'm going for this this foundation? Because freestyle is the most efficient from energy saving perspective and from speed style. So if you want to swim 5 kilometers or 100 meters without getting tired, the best way is to do freestyle. That's why I'm going for freestyle always, and with those three basics so far: rotation, rotation, rotation. I have argument with people that are I have argument about that, but rotation is important. You know, the instinct that I told you about breathing, you might be a swimmer, as I said, very experienced swimmer, but when you tend to rotate and breathe, you apply this instinct from the beginning that so many people did not delete it. So I told you that about this instinct: when you want to breathe, you go up. Imagine you don't know about the third basic of swimming, and no rotation, right? So when you're lying in the water, what do? You go forward, breathing, your hips go down, you use your entire back of the muscles. Erectors, they start from the spine, you go down to your gluteus, they go to your muscles of your legs, and you curve like a banana, so to be able to breathe. And in a rotation, experienced swimmers, they also tend to do this. So they tend to apply their gluteus, their lower back muscles, and they put their hips down. Their head goes a little bit upward, and this is bad because the center of your weight goes backwards, and also you have more front surface to meet the water with, and it's a huge break. Especially if you're fast. If you're slow, that's not a big break, but the faster you go, the bigger the break is, the hit with the water. So those are the three basics that I always tend to go back when somebody has problems with their swimming. Doesn't matter what level he is. I always look for that. I deconstruct the style they have. I tend to make them have exercises based on those basics, and they might seem like, okay, it's for new people that try to learn to swim, it's not for me. But I guarantee you might find a lot of mistakes or a lot of cores that leads to your mistakes that you have. And the fourth one, the plus one that I'm saying, is why is a plus one? Is because the plus one basic is nothing without the first three, and you can apply it on any type, any level of swimmers. It's accent of the stroking. You know, as I said in the beginning, you might a way of me finding mistakes, except for that going backwards to the basics, is I deconstruct on elements. Each style is like a puzzle. Freestyle is the style with the most puzzle, 100 or 1,000 puzzles. And I don't care, you can test me on this, you can write in the section. Deconstruct each style on elements, and this element on elements, and this elements another on another elements. They always have accent. What do I mean with accent? You know, if you're stroking, the strong and the fastest part of the stroke is at the end. You attempt to grab water, transfer it backwards with your body and push with power at the back. If you start with power at the beginning, all right, but you should have more power at the end, more faster speed. It's not only with the arm, it's with the rotation, it's with the breathing, it's with the inhale, it's with the inhale, it's with the push. Each style that you can think of, in each element that you can think of, the smaller it is, it doesn't matter how small it is, it has accent. And the accent is very simple, it's always at the end. And the accent is like a glue to so many elements. You know, if you have element, and you know the pattern of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they connect with accent. If you have 1, 2, 3 with accent at the end, and 4 is with the wrong accent, there you go. This is the mistake that you must correct. And how you correct it? You have to deconstruct and work on this segment. So, please subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna drown you with a lot of explanations about all those basics, and I'm gonna build everything from those basics. We're gonna have exercises, we're gonna have trainings, we will have explanations. Let's see how it goes, but for now, thank you for joining to this video. For now, as you can see, there is a little of views because this is my first video. In time, I hope it will grow up. Please like, subscribe, comment if you have critics, if you have questions. I would love to read some questions from you people, so I can answer, I can help with you. With your journey how to swim. You might just start swimming. I'm sure you're gonna find something, and you might go for, I don't know, open water swimming or Ironman or marathons and like this. It's not my first time for a client to do this. Forgive me for my language if it's not perfect. My English is not my native language. With me talking here, I'm sure I'm gonna practice with this and I'm gonna get better. Thank you again. See you soon with another videos.